Hey, good afternoon. It's Saturday afternoon, June 12th. Got an opportunity to be out in the mountains today and came across this one setting which is kind of special because behind me you can see through the storm clouds the North Carolina mountains, Appalachian Mountains, and also right immediately behind me is a cemetery. It's a Baptist church up here. Folks have been here for a while, and the gravestones indicate that. This people who lived and died in this valley area up in these mountains. And we see around us a reminder of the beauty and power of God, and also the beauty and finality of life. Here in the mountains, there's so much to be excited about, so much to see. You can see, again, some of that ridge behind me. But the immediate presence of these headstones gives us pause just to see how much we are in God's hands all the time. Whether we're reminded by these stones or the storm behind me, perhaps you'll hear some thunder. I've been hearing it on and off. They're all reminders that we're here on God's time. This is His world. He wants us to be focused on His agenda, on His terms, if you will, on His covenant promises. You see, He has redeemed the people of God, not to be what we want to be, but to what He is making us to be. And we even looked at that a little bit this morning in Ephesians 2, where we understand, you got a motorcycle is going by, where we understand that we are God's workmanship. We are His work of art. We are His pot of clay, that He is molding us, shaping us into the people that He wants us to be. Again, I can't help but think of the recent series we just did on Joseph, where you look at his life and you see God working in him in ways that we never would have scripted out. But yet God used the events of his life to cause him to be the person that God wanted to be for that moment, so he could lead Israel, Egypt, and indeed that part of the world from famine to food, to satisfaction, to having their needs met. And he did that through this, what we would think of bizarre string of events, where he is hated by his brothers, sold into slavery, mistreated when he does the right thing, but yet finally stands in front of Pharaoh and the kind of realities that I'm looking at right now, the mighty mountains, the thunderstorm, and yes, even these gravestones. Joseph knew that God was in control of all of this. So my thought this afternoon is, you look at the events of your life and realize that God is not absent. He's working in them according to His purposes. Again, I'm reminded of Genesis 50:20, where we need 50-20 hindsight. Even if people mean things against us for evil, God brings good from it and intends it for good. He wants our orientation to be about bringing honor and glory to Him, not being focused on what we think we want. Because, brothers and sisters, when you and I pursue what we want, it doesn't work out for us. The satisfaction is tiny, fleeting, only for a moment. And we find out that we've sold so much and given away so much for a few moments of what we think are pleasure or self-satisfaction, and then they wind up being empty. God displays His faithfulness to us in the clouds above. He also displays His faithfulness to us in the ground below. But I pray this afternoon, as we think about the Lord's Day tomorrow, as we think about the struggles of our own life, that we will put things into perspective. that we will not let the evil of this world and the actions of evil people blot out the purpose of God. Joseph didn't do that. He kept his focus on God's faithfulness, even though he was treated horribly by the people he loved, by the people he didn't love, by the people he served well. It didn't matter. He kept his focus on God. Don't let the circumstances around your life determine who and what you are. Let the covenant, faithful promises of God determine that. And that's our reason for worship. That's our reason for encouragement. That's our reason for hope. God's not done with us. God's not done with this planet. He will be at some point. But as far as we're doing today in this video, he's not. So that's the thought for this afternoon. The heavens declare the glory of God. The faithfulness of God is shown in the clouds of God. Life is finite on this planet, but with our Lord, we enter into the wonder of eternity. And I pray that will be our encouragement today. Again, thank you for being here today. Look forward to being back on Monday morning. Lord bless you. Turn on this post notifications and service, and so you can get these videos automatically. But again, so honored by the opportunity to interact with you each day. Lord bless you, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.